ocean as the starting point of all possibilities. It's where we came from. It's where we are heading for. In the ocean of data, we leverage the power of convergence to unleash the potential in explosive data. Facing complexity, we adapt with stability. We make data storage clean, sustainable, and reliable. Facing changes, we adjust with agility. We enable efficient and on-demand data storage management. Facing bottlenecks, we create unlimited potential. We build new types of storage to help discover miracle of lives. Facing opportunities, we thrive ecologies. We respond to future business surge with innovative technologies. We choose for never-ending exploration. Green. Accelerate. Innovate. Let's embrace a green and digital future.
So good morning. So many fully dressed people in one room. It's a long time that we see that. So welcome, distinguished guests from around the world, to the Innovative Data Infrastructure Forum 2022, hosted by Huawei in cooperation with our media partner, the CIO Magazine. My name is Jörg Kapinski. I'm the Sales and Marketing Director of Huawei Germany. I'm really proud that we can host this event here in Munich, and hopefully establish this event as a fixed star in the innovation and landscape of good events and contribute to your value development in future. Today's keynotes and today's sessions are threaded in three main sections. The first section is about the strategies regarding green and digital transformation. It will give you guidance where we should head for. I think that's the most important question at these days. What is the road? Where is my business going? What can contribute to my business? The second section is about the brand new data storage products and solution, answering the questions of explosive data in the upcoming decade, so-called yottabyte decade or area, and see what kind of innovations and kind of products we show and we develop together with our partners to answer such kind of challenges. The third part of today's is called ecology section, where we believe only cooperation between partners can help us to achieve the green and digital future together. So today, there will be a lot of mind sharing from business leaders, and we have a lot of business leaders here. This event is made for leaders, so you're all leaders, for IT insiders and global masterminds. So we have a lot of people here which share, as one of the leading companies, a lot of information with you. And you may know that we are the second largest contributor in R&D. So ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts and enjoy the first section called the strategies. Enjoy.
Thank you, Mr. Kapinski. Next is the opening speech entitled Accelerating Digital Transformation and Building an Intelligent World. It's a video from Mr. Wang Tao, Executive Director of the Board, Chairman of ICT Infrastructure Managing Board, Huawei. Let's welcome him.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On behalf of Huawei, I would like to welcome you all to this forum. In 2021, Huawei's operations remained stable, and its business development met our expectations. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you who have supported Huawei for all these years. Huawei believes that digital transformation will create new opportunities for the whole world. According to Huawei's GIV, by 2030, global connections will exceed 200 billion. Monthly data per cellular user will grow 40 times to 600 gigabytes. General computing volume will grow 10 times, and total data generated will increase by 23 times, reach 1 yottabytes for the first time ever. So, the time to build solid digital infrastructure is now. As a company, Huawei's vision and mission drive us to continuously innovate. Right now, we are diving deep into digital. In this process, we expect 3 big changes. First, digital transformation will become central to office work. Second, production will go fully digital. Third, digital technologies will benefit more enterprises. This will create new requirements and challenges. Digital infrastructure includes sensing, connectivity, storage, and computing, as well as foundational technologies and software ecosystems. Reliable, secure, and efficient digital infrastructure is vital to social development. Data storage, computing, and networking are Huawei's core ICT products. We believe these technologies will be the key components of digital infrastructure and the foundation of the intelligent world. Huawei's data storage solutions serve more than 18,000 customers around the world. They provide high performance and highly reliable all-flash data storage for scenarios such as financial data exchange platforms and carrier bills. They also provide one-stop hybrid workload processing capabilities for applications like gene sequencing, energy exploration, and autonomous driving. By improving the efficiency of the massive big data analysis, these solutions can also help customers build a reliable data foundation for diverse applications. In the future, we will increase investment into data storage to build green, accelerated, and innovative data infrastructure for all customers. We hope to accelerate digital transformation and build a fully connected intelligent world. We will also work with application software manufacturers, system integrators, channel partners, and research institutes to create more value for customers and industries. At this forum, we hope to create a platform for global customers, partners, and research institutes to discuss how the data storage industry can continue to develop and accelerate innovation together. We will also share Huawei's long-term development strategy and ideas for data centers, as well as our latest data storage products. I wish this forum a huge success. Thank you.
Thanks for the opening speech from Mr. Wang Tao. Next, I'm honored to invite Mr. Li Peng, President of West European Region Huawei, to give a welcome speech, diving into digital for a digital and green Europe.
Dear friends, welcome to our Innovative Data Infrastructure Forum. As David Wang Tao mentioned, we live in an ever-changing world. Digital technology is pushing industries to break through the limits of the physical world. It is also unleashing new value in the digital economy. According to some estimates, the digital economy will contribute to more than 50% of this year's GDP. Data will be the new oil of the digital economy. It will completely change how we work and live. But to build a strong digital economy, we need large amounts of data, as well as strong, secure, and reliable digital infrastructure. Europe is at the forefront of the digital transformation. The government is calling for a stronger digital Europe. As part of this effort, the European Commission has released the digital strategy. This strategy has set out a clear path to digitalization and defined related technical specifications and standards. The European Commission has also announced plans to invest €2 billion in developing digital infrastructure and services. The Recovery and Resilience Facility will also be used to fund industry digitalization. Building a sustainable future has already been a top priority in the EU. Huawei is committed to bring digital to every person, home, and organization for a fully connected, intelligent world. To live up to our mission, we have asked ourselves several important questions. How can we innovate to help European enterprises build digital infrastructure? How can we help them deal with different data scenarios and speed up digitalization? How can we help different industries move towards sustainable development? And how can we help the EU achieve carbon neutrality by 2050? These are the questions we need to answer. At Huawei, we work to create innovative products that can unlock the potential of the digital economy. The digital world is creating new data scenarios every day. The storage industry is already upgrading to meet these new data storage demands and to create value for customers. We are helping them build a stable, efficient, and diversified foundation for data storage. Our all-flash solution can help storage systems save much space and energy. For example, in 2021, this solution helped a European customer reduce OPEX by 50% while still ensuring stable and efficient operations. In the digital world, no enterprise can work alone. Collaboration with local partners has always been our key strategy. We want to create and share value with our partners and customers. In Europe, we have more than 4,000 partners. Together, we are exploring how to resolve the challenges facing each industry as they go digital. In our open labs in Munich and Paris alone, we are working with over 100 local partners from sectors like manufacturing, retail, healthcare, and education. We will continue to develop, cultivate, incentivize, and support our partners. We are committed to working with them to help more enterprises benefit from technology. We will also use our digital technology to drive more efficiency energy use and empower a green Europe. For example, each solid-state drive in our all-flash data center saves enough energy to power the lights in 3,000 German households for an hour. Over the past few decades, we have innovated non-stop to develop more energy efficiency and lower carbon products and solutions. I'm proud to announce we will launch a new series of storage products later at the event. Dear friends, digital transformation is a journey that never ends. On behalf of Huawei, I'd like to welcome you again to our forum. We are excited to discuss industry insights and share best practices with you. Together, we will build a bright future for the storage industry. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Li Peng, for your wonderful speech. Let's welcome our next honourable speaker, Mr. Louis Neves, CEO of Jessie. He's here with us to share his ideas on how green and sustainable data centres empower Europe's digital economy. Welcome.
Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much to Huawei for inviting me and inviting Jessie, the Global Enabling Sustainability Initiative, to be here and to share with you the work that we are doing. I guess many of you do not know about Jessie. So a snapshot, we are a business organization, so we bring together digital companies. We exist since 20 years, and we were created at a time that no one was talking about sustainability. And today, sustainability is on the top of every single agenda in every single country, and there are good reasons for that. And so as we were created, we had our vision about a sustainable world through responsible ICT-enabled transformation. And we mean these words, so we have been working, I think, in a responsible manner to portray the role of digital technologies to address sustainable development. And we work together to create the conditions that lead to new digital growth opportunities, to foster global relationships. We already heard that partnerships are very important, to define business cases for digital solutions for sustainability, and of course to position the companies, our members, in this field. And this is a snapshot of our current membership. As you can see, Huawei is here. Huawei has been a long-standing member of Jessie, together with many other companies. What is interesting about Jessie is that, unlike many other business organizations, we have many, many partners. And this slide gives you an idea of the type of organizations that we work with. And by the way, all these organizations, they asked us to be our partners. We never asked them to be our partners. And so you see here from UN organizations like the Climate Convention for Climate Change, the United Nations Environment Programme, the ITU. The ITU sits in the Jessie board with its Deputy General Secretary, Malcolm Johnson. We have collaborations with universities. We have collaborations with other business associations, like the World Business Council or the International Chamber of Commerce or the Wireless Broadband Alliance. So all these organizations are part of Jessie, are part of our work, and this is extremely relevant because the work that we do, it's shared with these organizations, and these organizations bring to Jessie also their perspectives. And this is extremely relevant and dynamic in the work that we do. And as any other organization, we have a strategy, and our strategy is driven by thought leadership. It's about harnessing the potential of digital technologies through disruptive and collective approaches. And we have a positive agenda. You see many people to talk about the problem. We like very much to talk about the solution. This is at the core of the work that we do, and we have always been working in this direction. And since many years, we have been developing this thought leadership approach through different reports that we have done with the biggest consultancies in the world, the McKinseys, the Boston Consultings, the Deloittes, the Accentures. So we have been working with these organizations to try to look ahead and understand what is coming to us, what are the next step of developments, and to adapt our strategy, but also to provide our members with the right information that helps them to sustain and to support a positive agenda. And as I said, we do not like to talk about the problem, but many people see ICT as a problem today. If I look back to my career, and I've been working in the telecommunications industry for almost 40 years, but the last 20 years, I was the Chief Sustainability Officer of Deutsche Telekom here in Germany. And when I first visited Huawei in 2007, and by the way, by that time, Huawei was a company of 17,000 employees, the main problem was about supply chain impacts. So companies like Deutsche Telekom and Telephonic and BT, we were looking at social and environmental impacts in the supply chains. So, and for that, we developed tools to help our members. We have today a tool where we have more than 20,000 suppliers providing data about their sustainability operations, and we provide that information collectively to our members. But around that time, the problem was very much supply chain. But if you look today, we are, I would say, under attack. It's a kind of war against the ICT industry. Our problems now are about supply chain, circular economy, energy consumption, privacy and security, digital divide or digital inclusion. So all these things are at the center of the conversation. And by the way, that started already in 2007, when, for the first time, our industry was criticized by emitting 2% of the global emissions, which was compared to the aviation industry. And as you know, the aviation industry has always been on the spotlight about emitting too much CO2. And so we decided in Jesse to run a first study with McKinsey, and we asked McKinsey 3 questions. The first question was to confirm our footprint, so how much emissions our sector, our industry was emitting globally. The second question was about the enabling impact of digital technologies, because we know that digital technologies create lots of efficiencies in other industry sectors. And the third question was about the business value of those efficiencies. And as you can see in this slide, which is at the bottom, around that time, our footprint was confirmed to be the 2% of the global emissions, but the enabling impact of our industry was 5 times bigger than our own footprint. So a clear net positive impact, or what we call today the endprint. And this report that we called, or that we named SMART 2020, because we were looking at the 2020 timeline of the Climate Convention on the conversations around climate change. We've done this report with that timeline, and the business value was calculated around that time of being $1 trillion US. When we published this report, it was used by many companies, universities, and so on. A couple of years later, we said, well, we need to verify whether this 1 to 5 factor is right or wrong. And so in 2012, we did the same report with the same 3 questions with the Boston Consulting Group. And by that time, the factor moved from 1 to 7. So our footprint was more or less stable at the 1.27 gigatons of CO2, so a little bit lower than we had discovered in 2007. But the enabling impact was increasing. And the business value was increasing as well. So the Boston Consulting Group calculated the business value of the efficiencies that our industry was generating in $2 trillion US. And we did the same exercise in 2015 with the sensor strategy. And why, maybe are you asking, why have you decided different consultancies? Well, we wanted to have different perspectives as well, using the same methodology. And in 2015, the report from the sensor strategy came to the conclusion that the factor was 1 to 10. And by the way, a 10 factor represents 20% of the global emissions by 2030 that our industry can bring down. So if these figures are right, the ICT sector alone could stabilize the greenhouse gas emissions at the level of 2015. And by the way, the business value calculated was equivalent to the GDP of China per year, 11 trillion US dollars. And so this is the cake that we have. So there is a clear business case around becoming more efficient. What we see is that not many companies are looking into this perspective. So what we see, normal business in companies is about, rewarding shareholders in the traditional way. But these impacts, they have not been measured, and they have not been calculated, and they have not been embedded into company strategies. But in fact, most of them, they have been realized, and we know that. And so, based on these findings, we continue to do some investigations. We did later on a report called System Transformation, enabling the global goals when the United Nations published the now famous 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And more recently, we decided to do with Deloitte a similar report to the 2015 report that we called it Digital with Purpose, because digital has a purpose. And we are the key and fundamental industry to ensure the sustainability of the planet. And all these reports now are available to JESI members. But before I jump into the Digital with Purpose report, I want to give you a snapshot where the efficiencies were generating according to our report from 2015 with the sensor strategy. So our industry in 2015 could bring down 3.6 gigatons of CO2 in the mobility sector, 2.7 in manufacturing, 2 in agriculture, buildings, and 1.8 in energy. So altogether, 12 gigatons of CO2. So that means the ICT sector has the potential to maintain the global emissions, as I said, at the 2015 levels and decouple, for the first time, economic growth from emissions growth. And this was a fantastic result. And as you can see here, the 11 trillion US dollars, they can be harnessed by the different sectors. And we have calculated that as well. So we calculated how much value each of these sectors can generate through implementing digital solutions in their operations. So, of course, we also looked into the data centers. So we split the global emissions into 3 different areas. One was, of course, end-user devices. Data centers in 2015, they represented 0.8 36 gigatons of CO2 equivalent. So below, the end user devices component as well as the connectivity side. And we know today that the data centers are at the very core of every single conversation. They are the main concern of policymakers. We know that the European Commission has been looking at data centers. JESI developed, with its members, the Code of Conduct for Data Centers that exists today in the European Commission. It was developed by us, by the way, and the European Commission is using it right now. And we continue to work with our members in trying to understand what is the impact of digital. And we also know from the recent report from Huawei that replacing the HDD with the SDD reduces energy consumption by 70%, occupied space by 50% under the same capacity. So we have been following this research. We are convinced that digital is fundamental to address climate change. The problem that we have, though, and probably many of you in this room, you are only thinking about money, which is good, it's not bad. We need to think about money. But we need to understand that sustainability is a cash cow. And you have not yet analyzed that, or many of you have not done that. And you need to start to think about it. Because the figures I've showed to you, they are a clear demonstration that you can generate a lot of value when you become more efficient. And you need to market that in relation to your customers as well. You need to understand what is the value of your solution and show it to your customer and use that as a USP to better sell your solution. So as I mentioned to you, I promised to speak about our the Digital with Purpose report that we've done with Deloitte. And our report analyzed the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. It came to the conclusion that seven digital disruptive technologies, like blockchain, 5G, virtual reality, cloud, and so on, those 7 digital technologies can impact in a positive manner 22% of the Sustainable Development Goals and reduce the downtrend of 23% of them. And so if we have this, and if we take this into consideration, the question is, how can we materialize this? And so in JESI, what we have decided is to put in place what we call the Digital with Purpose movement. We want to bring all the digital world together around a set of metrics that will be used to measure the impact of our industry so that collectively we can show that impact. Because today, each one of you is showing your solution, but the policymakers, they do not understand the overall impact of what we're doing. So our movement is about looking and redefining the purpose of the companies, addressing the problems that we have, becoming more efficient. On the other side, we have a set of metrics that measure the enabling impact of technologies and quantify that enabling impact. And altogether, it's part of this Digital with Purpose movement that we have now in place. Huawei is a member of that, like many companies. We have now more than 40 companies that joined the movement that was launched last year in Lisbon during the Portuguese presidency of the European Union. And we are now moving to organize a big trade fair to talk about digital and people. We need to better communicate what is the relevance of our solutions for people, B2B2C. We need to connect digital with cities. We need to connect digital with every single sector. We need to make people understand that we are part of the solution and we are not the problem. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Luis Neves. Now we'll have Dr. Peter Zhao, VP of Huawei and President of Huawei IT Product Line, to give the keynote speech, Building a Data-Centric, Trustworthy Storage Foundation for Diverse Applications. He'll deliver the speech online as he cannot manage to be present personally due to COVID-19 restrictions. Let's hear what's the vision, value proposition, and gene route with Huawei's data storage.
Hello everyone, this is Peter from Huawei. Welcome to the Innovative Data Infrastructure Forum. I will start with the topic of building a data-centric, trustworthy storage foundation for diverse applications. Over the past 3 decades, data storage has evolved with the development of data applications. In the 1990s, typical data applications were database systems. At that moment, the main external storage was the SAN storage. As the internet began making a big splash in the year 2000, unstructured data such as images, videos increased sharply. Storage devices required cross-device data transmission and sharing. NAS storage started its long journey. Since 2010, the growth of cloud computing has accelerated. Data forms, application scenarios has been greatly changed, which led to the unified storage. Since 2015, SSD have been widely used in different industries. With the rise of AI and big data applications, the storage industry has entered a new era of all-flash storage and intelligent storage. Digitalization happening globally. Data storage faces the following 4 challenges. First, new data applications are continuously generated, from traditional database application to distributed database, big data, and AI applications. According to Huawei's statistics, each enterprise has more than 100 types of data applications, which double every year. Next, data is getting hotter and hotter. Take mobile banking as an example. Much faster real-time data analysis and processing is needed. What's more, we must take data protection seriously. Natural disasters, virus attacks, and illegal intrusions threaten the data assets and can result in huge economic loss. Statistics show that the average total cost of recovering from a single ransomware attack increased more than 1.8 million in 2021. Furthermore, green and energy efficiency technologies are also important for data storage. Considering the data center storage devices consume an average of 300 kilowatt hours per year per 1 TB capacity. As the data volume increases, storage power consumption will definitely continue to rise. Huawei Storage will proactively embrace these changes and challenges to build a data-centric, trustworthy data storage foundation for diverse applications. Here is our data-centric storage system architecture. We provide a full series of storage products, including OceanStor Dorado, all-flash storage, OceanStor Pacific distributed storage, OceanStor Protect backup storage, and Fusion Cube, to help you build the data storage foundation needed. We also make data management engine, DME, more intelligent to implement automatic data storage management throughout the entire data lifecycle. Furthermore, our diverse data application acceleration engine, DAAE, make data processing much faster and easier. Huawei Storage also supports industry standard APIs and pre-integrates a series of plugins to help you connecting to multi-clouds. As such, resources can be shared with efficiency. Ultimately, we strive to provide highly reliable, performant, automated storage systems and diversified data ecosystems for our customers. In the following slides, I will further address how to realize the customer's value of reliability, performance, and automation. First, we must provide high reliability to ensure zero data loss and zero service interruption. The smart metrics architecture within Huawei Ocean Store Dorado allows high tolerance for hardware failures and shortens the annual service interruption from less than 32 seconds down to 3 seconds. The innovative multi-active data center solution makes it possible to implement 12 active data centers thousands of kilometers away compared to the original 100 kilometers dual center active solution. It maximizes the service reliability. Storage is the last line of defense in ransomware prevention and antivirus protection. We use machine learning models to detect ransomware with a detection rate of more than 99%. Second, high performance. The FlashLink algorithm implements across SSD, smart disk enclosures, and controllers. It helps reduce the access latency from milliseconds to just microseconds. The smart balance system allows one storage system to support HPC, big data, and AI applications. It makes sure the data flow adapting to large and small I/Os with best performance. What's more, the data application acceleration engines bring computing closer to the data, improving data processing efficiency. Next, let me talk about AI. AI will enable storage from 2 dimensions. That is, replacing manual management with self-management and making products smarter. Autonomous driving storage is not created overnight. In 2020, Level 2 partial automation focused on semi-automated O&M and performance capacity prediction. Level 3 conditional automation will be realized by the end of 2022 or 2023, mainly in automatic resource provisioning, detection, and locating of known faults, and single workload performance self-tuning. For Level 4 and Level 5, we will work steady on hybrid workload performance self-tuning, root cause analysis, and exceptional self-healing. The TCO of a data center will be greatly reduced. When new data applications emerged in the past, we often consider innovation speed rather than efficiency. To quickly deploy innovative services, we adopted the integrated server architecture with coupled applications and local disks. However, as innovative services become production services, the gap between the computing power lifecycle and the data lifecycle increases greatly. Computing and storage resources need to be planned independently with efficiency and flexibility. We recommend the decoupled storage compute architecture with dedicated storage. Storage compute decoupling can not only facilitate rapid deployment of innovative services, but also improving reliability and efficiency. Here is an example in which storage is decoupled from compute from big data system. On the left, you can see storage and compute resources are decoupled together. Here comes the problem. When we need more storage resources to handle growing data, we can only expand the server. This leads to extremely low compute resource utilization. To address this problem, we use the decoupled storage compute architecture. As you can see on the right, it enables independent expansion of storage and compute resources. It allows us to make full use of compute and storage resource with efficiency. For diverse data applications such as distributed database, big data, and AI, considering the data is massive, transmitting the data from application to storage become the bottleneck. To overcome this bottleneck, we bring part of the application to be processed within the storage, which is called Data Application Acceleration Engine. We will develop diversified data acceleration engines to accelerate end-to-end data processing by 10 times, helping enterprise greatly improve user experience and operational efficiency. By today, we developed these kind of accelerating engines for AI application, big data, and distributed database systems. As a leading global storage vendor, Huawei prioritizes the concept of environmental protection. By building green storage, Huawei enables low-carbon industry development and helps build a low-carbon society. Speaking of manufacturing, we adhere to green production concept. Our manufacturing plants will widely use PV power systems and renewable materials. Our belief in green product greatly reduces the carbon emissions of storage products by increasing hardware density, compressing and reducing data, and improving resource utilization. Various industries have progressed in carbon emission by deploying advanced green storage product from Huawei. We are in an era of data explosion. Green, acceleration, and innovation is the theme of this forum, and also the development orientation of Huawei storage. Together with our partners, we will provide high-quality storage products and solutions to create more value for customers. That's all for today. Thank you.
So thank you, Dr. Peter Chu, for this amazing keynote. And thank you also for all the speakers in the strategic part. And I think that's what's necessary to have a clear strategic approach, and a clear mission and clear vision for the future. Thank you for that. Green and digital future is where we're heading for, where we leverage the benefits for the digital technology from data storage products and solutions. So green, acceleration, and innovation, that's what Huawei data storage is already fulfilling. Huawei Data Storage has widely served more than 18,000 customers in different industries and vertical markets around the globe. In 2021, we achieved a growth rate of 9.4% and ranking number 2 in global market share of storage. On one hand, we need to continuously upgrade the mission-critical products and solutions to all flash, to all IP-based, and to a green-oriented product approach. On the other hand, we must continuously develop the new types of products for new data workload. Because of the explosion of data, which we all expect and we all know that this will come, and involving data applications for big data, AI, and so on, this is a must, and we have to find the right products for answering that kinds of questions. For today's IDI forum, we will bring a series of new features and technologies. I think we have roughly 8 new releases being presented in the next sections. And we present this on top of our already rich portfolio. I think Peter showed already that we have a full scope approach in IT platforms. And as well, we will have some case sharings in the next session. So enjoy the product session, session number 2.
Thank you, Mr. Kopinski. Let's welcome Mr. Peter Kroot, Europe Chief Architect Data Center Technology, Europe FSI CTO Huawei, to share the all-flash data center for ubiquitous data service.
Thank you to have you here and listen to me. I will speak about the all-flash data center. As you know, digital services influence our life more and more. We are just at the beginning of the digitalization. If you look into the industry, do you know how banks measure their performance? It's not how much money they get from us. So they just have one KPI, active online users. So that's really new. And banks are very traditional, right? Another thing is the manufacturing industry. They automate everything. And for this, they use IoT devices. Hundreds or millions of these devices are working right now, and they're producing files every second, but billions of files. And we have to store it, and we have to get out the value of it. And for this, we have 3 things to consider. One is the performance of the storage devices. We can never have enough of this. The next thing is the application architectures are changing. And we have to cope with this also on our storage devices. And then we need all the services 24 hours a day. And if you don't believe this, just take the phone of your son or your daughter away, and then you will see what happens. For the performance, this is a very, very important thing, because we have this big growth of data in the future. If you see to a bank, they have normally 1,700 transactions per second. And on Black Friday, this will grow 23 times. Or if you look for the telecommunication industry, we are just going from 4G to 5G. 5G is able today to handle about 10 gigabits per second. And now we are developing 6G, and this will define the technology to handle 100 gigabits per second. So if you look to the data centers, the most data centers are working with 10 gigabits and going in the core maybe to 100 gigabit. The next thing is the innovation in the software technology. We are not working with the service-oriented architecture, we are going to microservices. And microservices will be built on containers. And this is the next challenge we have in our storage devices. Just think, you have to start 1,000 containers in a second to fulfill the workloads. And then we have the data protection. Right this Monday, one very well-known tractor company, Fendt, so all of us know it, were hit by a ransomware attack. And they are not able to establish the production until now. So they lose a lot of money. And also looking for the image of this company, you can't say it in money, right? So data protection is very, very important. And to solve these problems, we created a solution. And this is an all-flash data center solution. So we think you have to look in all of your data centers, look to all to your data, and then you can make it more efficient. And that's our solution for this. Personally, I joined Huawei 1.5 years ago, and I worked for many different storage vendors. And until then, I thought it's a very static industry, right? So I thought the only thing which changed was going from HDD to SSD over the last 20 years. Then I got insights into our storage products, and I was so impressed how Huawei builds such a solution. One example, typical in a storage system, a LAN is bound to just one controller. And if this controller gets overloaded, then someone will move this LAN to another controller or move another workload to another controller. But that's not the way Huawei storage systems work. They have this binding of a LAN, not to one controller, it's bound to the whole storage system. So one LAN can share all the controllers in the storage system. So you don't have to move data for this anymore. Another thing what's very impressive for me, we have 4,000 people working in storage R&D. And that's 2 times more than the next 2 storage vendors have. And now you can think that's not efficient. Maybe. But we are the only storage vendor which uses only one operating system on the storages. All of our storage systems share the same operating system, and that's very efficient. We only have to implement one. And the second thing for this software solution was built maybe 5 years ago and continues to evolve. And on the other storage vendors, they built their solutions 1990, and they still use this code in the systems. But let's go to the components of our solution. Our ocean store, Dorado, is well known for SAN, and I don't have to talk too much about. So we are the leading vendor of SAN storage. The SPC1, we have 21 million IOPS, and we are in front of all the others. But let's go to the unified component. We very improved our NAS features with the latest releases of our Huawei Ocean Store Dorado. And also, there's a big difference. We don't put NAS on SAN like some vendors, and we don't put SAN on top of NAS like other vendors. We implemented the NAS stack directly next to the SAN stack, and that's very efficient. And that's so efficient, we have 30% more performance than other ones. For how could we do this to make this happen? We have two examples. One is our FlashLink technology. Peter talked already about it. And the other one is our global shared distributed file system. Our NAS solution is the only NAS solution which works real active-active. This means you can read and write into the same file system on many controllers, and you can share all the capacity of it. For reliability, we use the same services like our SAN devices. We have our full matrix architecture, and for our Metro solution, we use our active technology with our distributed file system. So over 2 data centers, you have 0 RPO and 0 RTO, and really 0 RTO, because we can write the same time on both sides, right? And if we have an outage on one data center, we can immediately use the other one. And then we have a full stack of applications or functions on our storage systems. So we talked to our customers many times, and they told us what they need. And also one example of myself, I have a big customer, and they needed the implementation of SACL. It's a protocol in the NAS environment, and we don't have this feature, but they needed it. It took only 2 months for our R&D teams to implement it and put it into a final release, and now we have it. The same, by the way, is for LLDP. It's also available right now. Very impressive. The time before, if I had a request to our R&D, it took 2 years, and then they told it will take another 2 years. That's the difference between Huawei and other ones. Also, I spoke about the changes in the application architecture. We fully support container solutions like Kubernetes, and we implemented CSI plugin for this. And not only we can serve external container environments, you can also install your own containers on the storage system as an example for edge devices. Very impressive. And we also use our containers to implement new functionalities, like our S3 interface on our Dorados. It's implemented in such a container. On the backup side, we have the disk-to-tape strategy. This comes from the time we used HDDs, and then we used HDDs in the backup devices. But now we have full flash devices on the front end, and we need on the back end, on the backup storage, also flash devices to get the backup in time. And the backup in time is maybe not the important, but the restore in time. Think about the use case with Fendt. If they had our technology, they could recover their data immediately. And we are able to recover 1 terabyte of data in just 20 minutes. And on the other hand, we implemented the data reduction algorithm, very new, and we are able to reach the 72:1 now. For the Flash native backup systems, we also use our technology like we implemented in our Dorados. And so we are able to fulfill all the requirements we have also on primary storage. And also actual very interesting is our ransomware protection. We have 2 layers of it. The first layer is implemented in our enterprise storage devices, Ocean Dorado, and for this we use tables with known patterns. And what we also have done is we implemented AI algorithm onto our storage system to find unknown patterns of ransomware. And then we can easily restore the data from snapshots. And if we are late, because the guys who make the ransomware, they have also new strategies, then we can recover from our Ocean Store Protect in a very short time. And worth to mention, in our Ocean Store Protect is also a functionality implemented to cut off this device after data transmission, so you have the real air gap. Software and hardware systems are very nice, but we need software to manage it. And for this, we built a full stack of software to move existing data infrastructures into a new data infrastructure. And we can do this without an interruption. And that's also very important. If you change storage systems, usually it's easy to buy it, but to implement it and to move the services from one storage system to another storage system, this can take months and can influence your production. So for this, we can help you with our software suite to make this very smooth. So this is my last slide, and I show you all the components of our all-flash data center solution. I hope I could bring my enthusiasm over to you and could show you how interesting our solutions are. And please help us, give us your requirements. We will fulfill these requirements very fast to make you more successful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Peter Kruth. Allow me to introduce Mr. Armin de Groof, CIO of Essen University Hospital, to share the innovations in the healthcare industry's data infrastructure.
Wow, what a stage this is. After 2 years of the pandemic, I'm a little bit nervous, more than nervous actually, because it's my first talk after these 2 years, and I guess it takes a lot of enthusiasm, some braveness to have such an event with such a big audience. I really appreciate it. Mr. Li Pang, I don't know if I pronounce it right, Xie Xie Ni Mande Yaoxing, thank you very much for the invitation. And thanks for the opportunity to share some of the thoughts regarding the future of healthcare, smart healthcare, as we try to see things with you and the solutions that we found with Huawei. So, what I liked about the title of my talk, Data Infrastructure Innovation in Healthcare, like in any other business, or is it Data Infrastructure Innovation in Healthcare? Because I believe that infrastructure, information system infrastructure, is one of the key aspects for modern healthcare, for developing new treatments, new diagnoses as well, something we call super diagnostics. We need this infrastructure in order to develop new methodologies. So, where to start? Let's start with me or with our organization. In 2015, we had a new CEO, Professor Werner, who decided to emphasize IT a lot more than it used to be. In former times, IT was just fulfiller of the standard stuff, but now he said, no, IT must become a strategic component of healthcare. And therefore, he established a double-headed board in the IT. On the one hand, Professor Forsting on the top, who's a well-known radiologist and an opinion leader in his field in Germany, as well as an opinion leader within the institution. On the other hand, this one needed a tech guy for solving the real field, the real-world problems, like printers not printing or I killed the internet, so that's me. So I had to introduce this video to show the city within the city. This is the University Hospital in Essen, and this video was provided by a colleague of mine, and so far I had to show it, although the words are in German, please excuse me for that. But KPIs, in other words, we are quite a large hospital, the largest hospital in the Ruhr area, and this is the only key point that you have to take home. The Ruhr metropole is one of the biggest all over Europe, with 5 million people living around 20 kilometers, and 20 million people live in a circle of 50 kilometers. And 10,000 employees, so for me, 10,000 problems a day. So what we really do is treating patients. And as many other hospitals, we have foci on oncology, transplantation medicine, cardiology, and so on. But let's have a look on oncology. There's a common sentence: oncology is a rising problem, as well as the getting older population. We have a good sentence that says, if the cardiologist keeps you alive and healthy, keeps your blood pressure down and so on, you'll end up at the oncologist. In Germany, we have about 500,000 new cases of cancer every year, regarding 80 million people. If you think, maybe we are 160 people in this room, so unfortunately, one of us will have this diagnosis this year. To make things worse, we are old, and we are mainly male, so the risk is even higher. And so taking this into account, focus on long-term patients. Fortunately, our patients survive longer and longer, the transplant patients as well as the oncology patients. We have to deal with them much longer. We aggregate a lot of data, and we have to make use of this data to generate wisdom out of the data or information before. And then, this is kind of an internal marketing slide. In 2015, we called ourselves Smart Hospital. This was just to emphasize this strategic position where we want to go. We want to do things smarter. We want to introduce AI solutions in real time at the bedside and not in any laboratory and back end. And we wanted to do this all for patients, and for our employees, because a lot of employees are suffering from documentation, stress, and so on. So we really put the patient and the people in the foreground and want to make life easier for them. So, and the other thing regarding Smart Hospital was the introduction of a new institute, the Institute for Artificial Intelligence in Medicine. And there, in 2020, we established 4 professorships with 4 different working groups working on machine learning and other AI solutions, as well as big data. For instance, in genome analysis, you're dealing with big data, and so far there's a lot of fun for our resellers for storage, as well as for compute power. And for me, this is a really great perspective, but a problem on the other side, because I have to deal with all these problems and to deliver the space and the compute power. So this was provided by Huawei for me, and in the beginning I thought, well, I'm not going to show any marketing slices in my presentation. But on the other hand, when I read it, I thought, well, maybe I should just replace the icon, and then this is what everybody needs. And so far, fits for me as well. And yeah, but instead of now showing Huawei solution things, I just want to share with you what we did in the past. Because I come from real-world problems, and I had to solve these problems. And the one is, we had to migrate our Exchange storage. As you can imagine, 10,000 users, actually more than 20,000 accounts on our devices. And we had to migrate the storage. So we had a couple of ideas what to do, have faster hybrid storage or anything else. But in the end, we bought an Ocean Store Dorado. And this was our very first experience with Huawei. And afterwards, we thought, well, we have another big storage solution. It's an object store called Ceph. Well, Huawei, do you have a solution for that as well? And so we added 16 Tanshan server to the system, and now we have about 5 petabyte of data in this shared solution of a 3 data center. We added these Taishan servers. Next step was we wanted to migrate our VMware background. We are running about, I don't know, 2,000 servers, and 1,500 of them are virtualized, mainly running in VMware. And of course, the faster the backend is, the storage backend, the better the performance of the whole company is. And then so far, after our experience with the first Ocean Store, we thought, well, let's buy another one. And then, fitting to our Institute for Artificial Intelligence, we built our own data aggregation platform where we aggregate, annotate, and harmonize our data. And of course, the faster the platform is, the smarter and the faster you can analyze the data and receiving new results. And so far, we bought a third and a second Dorado. Then, next step, last year, we had some nasty problems with our network, I have to admit that. And in a small step, we decided, well, let's decouple the edge network from the data center network, and we installed, you have to help me, I guess it was 18 Huawei switches as the bone and leaf switches in the network. Worked as well, we are fine with that. And also in the end of last year, we bought a new, let's say, the data lake for everyone, for unstructured data, 1.8 petabyte Ceph storage just for the users. And this is an Ocean Store V600. And after all these experiences, we thought, well, now again, marketing slide, what's the pros and the cons and so on. But the main pro that I can say is, okay, we had 6 projects with Huawei, and it went out quite well. So in this year, we'll buy the next one, and this will be a really high-performance cluster of Ocean Store Pacific ones. It's said we will buy, but actually we want to buy, and still depends on what the offer will be. So I guess I made up some time, but I hope you acknowledge that. So our experiences with the Huawei storage solutions are very, very good, and we are very happy with this solution. So the next step will, and this is 0.5 petabyte of data, where we want to, which we want to use for AI. For instance, we have the whole PACS. Usually this is stationary data, a PACS, so radiological images, they don't have to be that fast. It's just stationary data. But if you want to use AI on these data, on thousands of images, then the faster the storage is, the sooner you will have results on your science. And so far, the whole system, and I can't even see already what the clinicians will say if the PACS is that fast, faster as it has ever been before, because this is just a secondary benefit of this solution. So, and with this, I would like to finalize my talk. But the story will still be continued. The Institute just rented a new showroom in Essen, so you're invited to come to Essen to see the showroom, to see the solutions that we arranged over there. And there will be a convention as well, Emerging Technologies in Medicine, happening in June this year. You're invited to come in Essen to see some of our ideas on smart hospital and the future of healthcare. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Armin van Groof. Next, let's welcome Mr. Hugo Doucet, Executive Account Representative Huawei, to share how Ocean Store Pacific embraces new workloads in the yottabyte era.
Good morning. This, I think, will be a very interesting presentation. It's about a new platform that we are launching. Because in this digital age, large data sets are the incubator for new data-centric applications. And these applications demand a new type of workload. Today, I am honored to reveal how storage systems innovations can help you to embrace these new workloads. There is no doubt that we are living in an era of data explosion. In the GIV report, Huawei predicts a 1 yottabyte of data, 1 yottabyte of data, 1 yottabyte of data. You know how big that is? That is 23 times more as what we're producing today. So that's a massive amount. And new technologies such as high-performance computing, big data, and artificial intelligence will create more and more applications and massive amounts of data. And how are we going to deal with that? HPC is a very important compute engine that drives innovation in scientific research. Big data and AI data analysis tools have shifted application requirements from numerical computation to high-performance data analytics. With big data, powered knowledge, mining, and AI-enabled training and inference. However, different analysis applications also challenge data storage in terms of diversified performance and access protocols. For example, in complete high-performance computing genomic analysis process, there are so many performance access needs that we have to consider, like processing files of different size, different uses of latencies, and multi-protocol access. For such workflows, it would be perfect to have an all-in-one storage system. Big data analysis is a key means for enterprise to make informed decisions. Take the banking industry as an example. You have based on the analysis results of users' real-time and historical transactions, behaviors. banks can quickly and accurately identify transaction risks. Streaming enterprise data is usually aggregated in data warehouses, while large amounts of historical data is often stored in data lakes. Accurate analysis across data lakes and warehouses requires large amount of data to be exported and imported. And this takes a lot of time. It often takes days to get these results. And this does not meet the user needs. If we would have a storage platform that converges data lakes and data warehouses with a unified data format, we can actually avoid these migrations and actually we give a lot more value to the end customer. Lastly, internet services gain an increasingly popularity, and there is massive amount of unstructured data like video and images. And they all have moved from a nearline or cold type of architecture to a hot type profile that is available anytime, anywhere. For example, video. We moved from video from HD to Ultra HD, and this is increasing a 40-volt of data volume. And this evolution requires a scalable and cost-effective storage system. What's more, anytime, everywhere, online data access demands storage systems to provide fast, local, and cross-regional data services. And additionally, 24/7 high availability services in different regions require multiple active data centers across regions to implement disaster recovery services. As I mentioned before, cutting-edge technology such as HPC, big data analytics, and AI are the main reason why we have so many new applications and service flows today. We can use the word hybrid to describe their typical characteristics. For example, hybrid performance, hybrid multi-protocol access, and hybrid analysis based on historical and streaming data. The nature of hybrid X comes from the uncertainty of these workloads. To embrace new workloads with ease, we need to use certain solutions to cope with uncertainty of service flows. And the keys of this lies in storage innovation systems. Today, I'll introduce OceanStore Huawei Pacific distributed storage purposely built for emerging applications. OceanStore Pacific improves the efficiency for hybrid workloads, supporting seamless multi-protocol interworking and providing high bandwidth IOPS, OPS, 20% higher than similar solutions in the industry. OceanStore Pacific also provides optimal ROI and always-on services. So now let's look at the innovations of this solution. First, let me introduce Smart Balance systems design for hybrid workloads. Likewise, Huawei Smart Balance intelligently senses data types and I/O flows to effectively improve hybrid workloads efficiency. It adopts two groundbreaking innovations. The first is we use converged indexing for unstructured data. And this enables native, seamless interworking between file, object, and Hadoop file storage. The second innovation is data flow adaptive to large and small I/O, achieving optimal bandwidth, IOPS, and OPS performance. I'll go into detail in the next slides. Object storage systems use a flat indexing structure, which enables a single bucket to support hundreds of billions of objects. while file systems use a tree indexing structure which facilitates file management. However, the numbers of files supported in a single directory is limited. So to combine the advantages of both file and object storage, we have designed a converged indexing for unstructured data. This unique design supplements a tree structure with single-layer index slicing, enabling single-layer indexing to support hundreds of billions of objects. The converged indexing allows the standard file system, the Hadoop distributed file system, and the object protocol to simultaneously access the same data without copying it. All of this is achieved without using any physical or logical gateway, and it's without any performance loss. The second innovation is that hybrid workloads come with various I/O models. We have large files with large I/O, we have large files with small I/O, and we have small files with small I/O. The Ocean Store Pacific implements a data flow adaptive to large and small I/O, enabling one storage system to support diversified computing power and provide high bandwidth IOPS and OPS. Large I/O for large files is written directly without being cached, greatly improving the bandwidth. Small I/Os are aggregated into one large I/O at the cache layer and then written to disk. And this achieves optimal latency and bandwidth efficiency. In terms of data read, the data is prefetched. The data prefetch design that features intelligent sensing reads a large file through consecutive I/Os at the time and then prefetches small files to the high-speed cache, greatly boosting data access efficiency. Now let's watch a video about smart balance. Data storage costs increase along with the data growth. And today, Huawei has launched a high-density and large-capacity product called Ocean Store Pacific 9550. It houses 120 disks in a 5U rack space with disk densities per unit space 20% higher than any other similar product in the industry. In terms of storage space utilization, the Ocean Store Pacific series uses industry-leading high-ratio erasure coding algorithm for data redundancy and protection. The high EC ratio can reach up to 22+2, boosting disk space utilization to 92% to further reduce TCO in large-scale scenarios. Emergent data scenarios also need high-quality data services anytime. The Ocean Store Pacific enables users to deploy multiple active data centers for disaster recovery. Up to 12 data centers can provide services at the same time. Even if one of the 2 data centers are faulty, the service continuously is still maintained, and in this case, the overall space utilization is still up to 61%, and that is industry-leading. The Ocean Store Pacific provides robust mechanisms for device fault self-healing in a storage cluster. So the system uses heartbeat detection, a coloration diagnostics to detect device faults, and this will help in very latency-sensitive applications like HPDA. A switchover can be completed in 10 seconds, which is 50% faster than similar products in the industry. So that is all about the 3 key highlights of Ocean Store Pacific. Next, I would like to introduce the best practices of the Ocean Store in 3 emerging scenarios. The first one is HPDA. Traditionally, customers need to purchase multiple types of storage products to meet different requirements for HPC, AI, and big data. Data is migrated with multiple times during different processes, causing problems such as waste of time and large amount of data redundancy. Huawei Ocean Store Pacific HPDA storage provides high performance and multi-protocol access to hybrid workloads. One storage device supports data processing in multiple phases, effectively accelerating the development and the iteration of HPDA services. In addition, the high-density hardware design and flexible tiered storage of hot, warm, and cold data enables online and nearline services daily to freely move between different media without manual intervention. West China Hospital, which ranks as the #1 or the top 1 hospitals in clinical medicine research, uses our HPDA solution to shorten the 30x human WGS germline mutation analysis from hours to 7 minutes, accelerating life science with leading technologies. Next case is business intelligence, where business intelligence and precision marketing, real-time monitoring, and data exploration are typical modern applications of big data. Huawei Ocean Store Pacific HDFS storage uses 3 key technologies to meet these needs. First, it decouples storage resources from compute to enable on-demand resource exploitation, thereby reducing cost. Second, the storage that converges data lakes and warehouses supports data lake formats, reducing extract, transfer, and load. The data can be queried immediately after being imported to the data lake. Third, the unique intelligent takeover feature enables the Ocean Store Pacific to smoothly connect to traditional Hadoop-coupled storage compute architecture, protecting customers' investments. A famous commercial bank with 18 branches uses Huawei data storage to implement data convergence and analysis in the data lakehouse. Its operations dashboard only takes 2 minutes instead of hours to produce reports, enabling efficient and informed decisions. Lastly, imaging. Video operations and content collaboration and IoT applications are everywhere today. Online data services need to be provided anytime, anywhere. Huawei Ocean Store Pacific storage for mass data backup and archiving processes, high elasticity and availability to help customers unlock the value of warm and cold data. The storage supports 100 billion objects per bucket without affecting performance. Index retrieval is in seconds and provides always-on efficient data services. The storage system allows customers to deploy multiple active data centers for disaster recovery with cross-data center EC or replication, meeting online archiving and high availability of mass data. A large online video carrier has used Huawei Object Storage to build a disaster recovery system with 3 active data centers to support real-time online operation of HD and UHD videos. The storage ensures zero service interruption upon failure of any data center. Compared with traditional 3-site multi-copy data center disaster recovery solutions, the cross-data center erasure coding mechanism improves the storage space utilization from 33% up to 56%, greatly improving the ROI. So, that was all about OceanStor Pacific Distributed Storage. We hope we can help more customers embrace new workloads and seize business opportunities together. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hugo Ducey. Next, we'll have Mr. Joachim Verstelden, Head of Department, VUB, ICT Infrastructure and Operations, to shed light on how VUB tackles data storage challenges and benefits from Huawei's OceanStor.
Good morning. I have to confess, I'm nervous as well. This is my first time on a stage size, medium, extra large, huge. So today I will take you to the testimonial of the Vrije Universiteit Brussel. We're using Huawei OceanStor Pacific to help our researchers manage their data. Now, first of all, let me introduce the Vrije Universiteit Brussel to you. We're a fairly young university, only founded 52 years ago, but we do share a rich history with Université Libre de Bruxelles, from which we originated in the 70s. We are located in Brussels, the beating heart of both Belgium and Europe, and the city we consider to be our living lab. As an engaged university, we want to help shape the future of Brussels. Our students, lecturers, and researchers use their expertise to make Brussels stronger and provide answers to metropolitan challenges. Our core values are open, warm, eager to learn, and connected. Some numbers. The VUB has more than 20,000 students. Almost a quarter of them is international, with more than 145 different nationalities. The number of the VUB students is growing constantly, nearly doubling over the last decade. According to QS Best Student Cities, students rate Brussels as the 42nd best student city for its international student mix, attractiveness, and affordability. On our green campuses, you can enjoy research-driven education in small groups. In total, we have 149 study programs. 51 of those are taught in English. Combined with the university hospital, VUB is the biggest Dutch-speaking employer of Brussels. We have free research in our statutes. We deliver pioneering research with an international reputation on photonics, robotics, mobility, artificial intelligence, structural biologies, and I could go on and on and on. We are ranked in the 18% best universities worldwide. World University ranking even places the VUB in the top 200 based on research, education, employer reputation, and international orientation. Our mission, it's radically digital. The VUB ICT division has its origins in supporting ICT solutions and applications of the university's administration. Over the last 5 years, we are moving beyond that traditional role and we are now actively supporting the academic community. This has led to a complete new service catalog aimed to provide solutions for our lecturers and researchers. We'll look more into detail of some of those initiatives later. Our mission is actually to become the preferred ICT partner of our academics, relieving them of the burden of administration and allowing them to focus on their key tasks, being education and research. We aim to bring stability and security while maintaining flexibility and room for innovation. We have a number of key initiatives. We have renovated our virtual VMware platform for business applications and administration. We are now based on an active-active cluster spread over 2 data centers, securing our workloads, allowing fast and easy restores and disaster recovery solutions. At the core of this platform, we have Huawei Dorado 5000 for performance and Ocean Store 2600 for mass storage. In the next months, we will start incorporating the Huawei Pacific 9550 for long-term storage solutions. Besides a virtualization platform for our businesses, we have been working for quite a while on an academic private cloud. This private cloud should allow our researchers to compute their data on-premise with the same flexibility and independence as in a public cloud, when this is not allowed for legal or other reasons. We are now very close to the go-live of this 3-year project. We are currently running the last proof of concepts and onboarding the first early adapters. Now, not all of our academic workloads can be virtualized or run on the high-performance computing clusters. Sometimes researchers require dedicated special hardware. In the past, these systems were often located in a lab close to the researcher in areas that are not well suited nor equipped for this purpose. Last month, a renovation of one of our data centers finalized with the installation of a Huawei pod, where we have 14 racks dedicated for high-performance computing and the housing of those dedicated academic machines. Besides the benefits in stability and security, this also allows us to reduce our carbon footprint significantly. Whenever public cloud is a solution for workloads, we do want them to be as secure as on the on-premise solution. So we are automating subscriptions for researchers into Azure, making sure that cost is predictable and data is as secure as on-premises. And last, but not least, storage for research data. Ask any researcher what is the most important component in your project. The answer will always be data, data, data. This results that our department has made research storage as our top priority for the last and coming years, and we need to invest in on-premise storage to serve this purpose. What are our drivers? Data is growing exponentially fast in research. As the possibilities of analytic tools grow, the data sets themselves are growing, and we see bigger and bigger volumes appearing. Where 10 terabytes used to be a lot, now it seems peanuts. Not only the volume of datasets is growing, but also the number of datasets. More and more of our research group require data analysis, and all of that data is needed to be stored somewhere. At the same time, we saw appearing a number of regulations that make the storage of data more difficult. Cloud is no longer the default option to store data. Researchers are now obliged to have data management plans for each project. And all of those, and a lot of those projects already explicitly exclude the usage of cloud storage. Research data needs to adhere to the FAIR principle. Findable, the data needs to be discovered by both humans and machines. By exposing metadata and keywords to search engines and data catalogs. Accessible. Data needs to be archived in long-term storage, and procedures need to exist to retrieve that data. Interoperable. Data needs to be exchanged and used across different platforms and systems, today and tomorrow. Reusable. Data is well documented and needs to provide rich information about the context of data creation. In June 2021, the VUB ICT and R&D department launched a tender for a storage system that would meet a lot of requirements. Just to name a few of the long list, scalable. Scaling should be a matter of finding budget, not about finding new technology. Multi-protocol. The solution should support as many protocols as possible, as it will be used in different scenarios today and in the future. Security was and remains an important aspect. The possibility of write once, read many, and encryption at file level were mandatory requirements. Of course, there needs to be an integration with our existing authentication and authorization systems. Integration with public cloud providers where data can be made findable and accessible for third parties was required. Remember our FAIR principle from before. And advanced monitoring capabilities that integrate with our own SIEM. The solution. After evaluation, we decided to go for the Huawei Ocean Store Pacific 9550 high density. We use 2 nodes per data center, delivering 1.5 petabyte of storage per site. We identified 4 key scenarios where we will be using this storage. S3 buckets for our researchers, offering them a safe harbor to store data for longer term. Home folder for high-performance compute center, where researchers can prepare the dataset for processing and can retrieve their results afterwards. Large volumes for the private cloud setup, and extended retention for our backups in our virtual administration cluster. Today, we have completed the first 2 scenarios. The HPC home folders were migrated, reducing the footprint in our data center from 1 full rack to 10 rack units. And we are now able to welcome the first research group safeguarding their data through S3. Did everything go well? As in any project where new technology is implemented, we experienced hiccups and things to be investigated and remediated. Thanks to the effort of the Huawei engineers and our local implementation partner Tigron, we managed to resolve most of these issues or implement a workaround for them. Overall, we're very satisfied with how the system is performing today, and we are convinced this will continue in the future. Because this is, of course, not the end of our journey, but merely the beginning. We expect this platform to be able to grow and accommodate our current and future challenges. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Many thanks to Mr. Joachim Verstelden. Next, we're glad to invite Dr. Asaf Nathanson, Chief Architect of Data Storage Huawei, to present the green and low carbon strategy for data infrastructure.
Good morning, everybody. Today I'm going to speak about Huawei's strategy in the green and low carbon data center. I believe all of you are aware of global warming and how big problem it is for all of us. Luckily, the whole world is uniting in trying to resolve this problem. Recently, 197 countries signed a climate pact in Glasgow, COP26. Fossil fuels are phasing out. United States rejoins the Paris Treaty. Many countries are committing to low zero emission. As we heard in the Jesse lecture before, ICT in the year 2030 is going to be in charge of 2% of the global energy usage. Luckily, we're going to be able to save 10 times more and reduce the global usage of carbon by 20%. Where does storage system are in this? Well, as we heard, 1 terabyte of data consumes 300 kilowatt hour per year. As we are entering the yottabyte era, where each year more than 1 yottabyte of data will be consumed, obviously storage systems are going to consume significant amounts of data. This is why we need a strategy on how to reduce the power consumption of storage systems. Huawei's strategy is a 3+1 strategy. The first part of our strategy is creating green storage. In this strategy, we have 3 pillars. The first pillar is creating high-density storage systems with highly efficient heat dissipation. The second part, as we heard in many lectures here, is converging protocols and breaking the silos of applications. The third pillar is about data reduction and being able to store much more data with the same capacity of storage. In addition to that, we are going to leverage elements of circular economy in order to further reduce the global emissions of our products. Let us deep dive into the strategy. As I said, the first pillar is higher density storage and creating smaller devices. The current data center uses a standard 42U racks. There is a limited heat dissipation available. If we're using standard HDDs, we will have like 24 HDDs in 4U, meaning it's 6 HDDs per U. Moving from HDDs to SSDs already can save 70% of the power and 50% of the space. Just each device of HDD being replaced by an SSD is equal to planting 150 trees. But not only in changing the devices from SSD to HDD, we can also improve the packaging of HDDs and SSDs in the system. So, as I said, you can put in 1U 6 HDDs. When you move to SSDs, you get double the amount. You can get 12 SSDs per 1U. This is 100% improvement. But Huawei took it one step further. Using our Palm SSDs, we can put 18 SSDs per U, giving you 50% more density of your storage. The second pillar is system convergence. I believe we heard a lot about it in the previous talks. But if we look at the traditional applications, for example, database usually use block devices over SAN. User directories, on the other hand, typically use NAS, while big data systems use HDFS. Since each one of those typically require a different system, it means a lot of waste. Huawei storage provides multiple protocols within a single system. We already saw how it helps some of our customers, but a single system can support block, file, object, and also HDFS. In addition to that, our data management engine allows you to create storage pools across multiple different systems, such as the high-end Dorado system, the scale-out Ocean Pacific, and the backup Ocean Protect system, allowing you to get even higher utilization of your data. Last but not least, data reduction. And we can look at data reduction at multiple aspects. First of all, if we look, for example, at the traditional Hadoop system, typically this Hadoop system would have used 3 copies of the data. This leads to very, very low utilization. It's about 33% utilization of the total row capacity. By leveraging our elastic erasure codes, which are 22+2, you get to 91% utilization of the storage. This is almost utilizing all the row capacity. In addition to that, we also have our highest-end data reduction. Our system can reach up to 72 to 1 data reduction, by leveraging our state-of-the-art 4-stage data reduction stack, which includes pre-processing of the data, multi-level variable length deduplication, state-of-the-art compression algorithm, which we invested a lot of research in, and smart packaging of the data. But this is not all. We don't just invest in creating state-of-the-art storage. We also leverage circular economy to further reduce the carbon footprint of our storage. This starts at the design phase and the material we use. We already use 10 renewable materials when we build our storage, whether it's gold, aluminum, tin, and other material. When we deliver the product to the customer, we use state-of-the-art packaging, and we use soy-based ink to make the packages 78% lighter, and thus cost less to move them, and also it's much easier to recycle the packages. When you use the systems, we also have our DMS orchestration and management, which allows you to use the system more efficiently and consume less power. And also when the systems reach their end of life and you need to recycle them, our recycling program allows you to do it easier. Now let's look how this translates to some nice customer story. Itaú Unibanco is the largest private bank in Brazil. It is the largest bank also in South America. In 2020, it was ranked 216 in the global Fortune 500. This bank has over 100 services, thousands of servers, and over 10 petabytes of data. Well, they moved from traditional storage to use our high-end Ocean Store Dorado. And what was their benefit? First of all, the performance went up tenfold. The write performance became 20 times higher. The read performance became 12 times higher. Leveraging our 3 data center active technologies, they get 24/7 availability. And you may ask yourself, what is the price they had to pay for it? Well, the maintenance cost reduced by 65%. But I think to the point of our discussion here, the most important point is that the power consumption reduced by 45%. We are already here, we already enable our customers to get greener storage with lower carbon footprint. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Asaf Natterson, and for all the speakers of the last section. Especially, forgive me that I have to say this, for Armin de Grijf, and you remember his presentation. He promised a new order for Pacific for the German team. We have a lot of witnesses here for this new order, so I will remind him in the later sessions this afternoon about this topic. So we are continuously improving our products and customers, and our customers' interest in our focus. This is our DNA. That means everything we do is been focused on partners, on customers, on the interest of you here, distinguished guests. This is also recognized by industries and third parties, for example, the Gartner Magic Quadrant Report, Gartner Peer Insight Customer Choice, by the Interop Awards, and by the IO 500 performance reports. So all of that, what we achieved in the past, is not only our job. It's not can be fulfilled by only us. So it's all about cooperation. That's the key word of Huawei's DNA. So no doubt, we need to build an open, and believe me, in these times, openness is not really commodity, an open, transparent, and cooperative industry chain, where we can work together and build the future together. So next, let's start the third section called Ecology, which is about partnerships, about cooperating. May I request your attention, and let's continue the IDI journey for the next section. Enjoy.
Thank you, Mr. Karpinski. Let's welcome Mr. Jürgen Franken, Sales Director for West Region of Germany, EBG Huawei.
Yeah, thank you so much. And also from my side, a warm welcome. It's a privilege for me to be your host for this important agenda topic. It's award time. It's time for us to say thank you. And let me start with some figures. For enterprise business, by the end of 2021, Huawei has more than 30,000 partners globally, including more than 20,000 sales partners, more than 1,800 solution partners, more than 6,200 service and operation partners, and more than 2,000 talent alliance partners. Among all EBG businesses, 87% of Huawei EBG are going through partners. Partners are playing pivotal roles in making Huawei so successful. And doing business with partners was, is, and will be Huawei's EBG's all-time strategy. So let's get back. More than 500 years ago, explorers like Christopher Columbus used up-to-date navigation to push human civilization moving forward and to boost communications between different continents. In today's modern world, we are using digitalization to bring people together and make life convenient. Today, we name the award after Columbus because with all partners' introduction, connection, communication and support, Huawei is able to bring its technology to more and more customers. Without partners, Huawei cannot be so successful. So among all partners, we like to honor some of them and say thank you for the great performance in 2021. And the winner of Columbus are. This is a moment you can give a big hand. So first, from Germany, RedNet. So the idea is, you enter the stage, you follow me, I say congratulations, 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 and then first photo together, but you don't have to leave the stage. Thank you. Stop, because some words about RedNet. RedNet is a key partner and specialist with Huawei Germany for more than 10 years. RedNet is able to expand its customer independently, do workshops, proof of concepts, and Huawei works with RedNet on many local public projects. So again, thank you very much, but you have to stay. The next one from Belgium, Uptime ICT. The same procedure. First, I have to say congratulations.
Thank you.
Then is your award.
Yeah.
We have to do a photo. Sorry? And also for you guys, some words. So, one of the biggest partners of Huawei Belgium, together with Uptime ICT, Huawei made a lot of great and perfect achievements in the healthcare market. So again, thank you very much. The third winner is coming from Switzerland. It's Belsoft Infortrix. Thank you. I come to you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is your award. It's okay? Now I have the long walk. So also some words about this company and this partner. This is the fastest growth in storage sales partner from 2018 onwards, and also with a year-over-year growth of more than 45%, also a rapid growth in opportunity registrations and very active performances. So thank you again. The next partner and winner is coming from Luxembourg, so please welcome ZMark PSF. Very good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. So, we have to go in the middle. Please follow me. You are more important.
Thank you.
So this is one of the biggest partners of Huawei Luxembourg, together with ZMark PSF. Huawei made a lot of successful business in Luxembourg and also in the south of the Belgian market. So again, congratulations. The next one is coming from France. Please welcome Axians. Also with 3 persons. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. So we have to stay here. So as you might know, Axians is one of the top 10 ICT partners in France with a long history in the IT field and strong professional quality and service capabilities. In 2022, Axians even completed the first single breakthrough of Ocean Protect storage with Huawei, and the annual sales target for this year is to become a gold partner of Huawei. So, best luck. So again, Switzerland. So the next one, the next winner is UMB from Switzerland. Please welcome. Congratulations. This is for you. Thank you. So this partner has more than 600 employees with very strong connections to many customers in Switzerland, especially with the Swiss top banks, insurance and transportation companies. And UMB defined Huawei for this year as their strategic partner. So for this also, thank you, and again, congratulations. And the last one is the partner coming from Italy. Please welcome SoftLab DG. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
This is for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The next is a photo. As you like. Okay, and also some words about this partner. So the SoftLab DG is one of the top 3 Huawei storage partners in Italy, and for the past 3 consecutive years. It's impressive because with the most storage sales, pre-sales, and post-sales certifications, this partner has professional storage sales and delivery capabilities and is a trusted storage partner of Huawei. So thank you, and thank you all for the awards. These are the Columbus Award winners. To memorize this moment, let's have a photo together. And from now on, each year, we will honor our partners in this way and hope that we will have more and more partners to be awarded. So thank you very much. And now the photo together. And you can also a big applause for this winning partners. Thank you very much.
Let's give one final big round of applause for our best partners. Next, let's welcome Dr. Asaf Nathanson back to the stage to announce the Huawei Olympus Mons Award.
So hello, everybody. I don't know if you missed me. I've been out so long, but I'm back. I'm happy to announce the Olympus Mons Award for the year 2022. Data is the digital fuel of our digital economy. Digital means traditional applications like transactional data, virtualization, but also modern applications such as big data, AI, AR, VR, and autonomous cars. All of these generate exponential amount of data. We are reaching the yottabyte area, as we discussed here earlier this morning. This gives rise to many challenges, but also many opportunities for innovation around storage media, networking, and data reduction. This is why Huawei introduced the Olympus Mons Award. The goal is to lead global research on data storage, to build key technological breakthroughs, to implement academic achievements, and also to build mutual collaboration between the academia and the industry. You may ask yourself, what is Olympus Mons and why did we name our award after it? Well, Olympus Mons is the highest mountain in the solar system. It is located on planet Mars. It is more than twice higher than the highest mountain on planet Earth, Mount Komolangma. We named our award after this mountain so that our researchers will reach the highest peaks in the research. Let us view a short video explaining a little bit more about the award.
The Olympus Mons, located on planet Mars, stands at 21,000 meters, making it the highest mountain in the solar system. The Olympus Mons Awards encourage us to solve storage challenges to build data infrastructure faster and better. We hope that researchers around the world will join us in finding the answers to these challenges.
Huawei hosts the Olympus Mons Award to encourage the academic community to solve storage challenges.
I think the point of the awards is to encourage innovation among researchers and inspire practical research.
Currently, we are working to make better storage systems. Our goal is to deliver peak performance and reliability, and exceptional features.
Storage systems have become the cornerstone of the digital economy. We need to control the cost, and this is why we need more efficient systems. We need to reduce the cost per bit. We need better compression algorithms, better deduplication algorithms, and we need also media innovation. This is why we declared the Olympus Mons.
In traditional computer architectures, moving data between computing and storage means high power consumption. In future computing architectures, we need to integrate computing and storage. The Olympus Mons Award is focused on storage performance. But as we see, it is also now critical to the future of computing performance.
Well, as we've seen in the short video, the Olympus Mons Award generated a lot of interest in the last couple of years. I'm happy to announce on behalf of the Huawei Storage Division that the Olympus Mons Award is now open for submissions for the year 2022. This year, we have two challenges. The first challenge is to build data infrastructure with maximum energy efficiency. The second challenge is to build data storage with the ultimate per-bit cost efficiency. Each award will be 1 million RMB. The second challenge is the challenge that we have been running in the last 2 years and is running now for the third year about data storage with the ultimate per-bit cost efficiency. The goal here is to optimize the single system. Our new challenge, the challenge around data infrastructure with maximum energy efficiency, is new. And as we heard this morning, how important it is to create low carbon footprint data centers. This is the goal of this challenge, to help the industry, to help governments, and to help the academy research this area and provide better solutions for the future. Universities and research centers are welcome to submit candidates for the award. Universities from all over the world, the award is not limited to any countries, are welcome, and we hope to see a lot of innovation and a lot of achievements this year. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Asaf, again, and thanks especially also for the partner section held by Jürgen. I think this shows also how we go to the market. I think most of you as customers or partners know that while we have not only a strong commitment, that means we're not only channel friendly, our go-to-market is with partners, with our strong backyard and our strong partners going to the market. And I think this is quite a significant, unique value which Huawei brings to the audience. So with this moments, the keynote session will come to its end. So the Innovation Data Infrastructure Forum 2022 has its main part been ended with this section. I hope all of you in this room here in Munich and around the globe, because we know that thousands of people are joining this session online, enjoy the show. I think overall we see a lot of valuable information. We see a lot of sharings, a lot of confidence will be built. It has broadened our view for the industry and has sparkled us to leverage the leading technologies and innovations in order to improve our data infrastructure. And it has improved our confidence to build a better cooperative relationship with all relevant stakeholders. So thank you for listening and thank you for thinking together. I think that's the difference if only listening or you try to follow and try to adapt. I hope you can integrate and take something away from these sessions today. So, and I would remind you that in the afternoon, you all have the chance to go into the breakout sessions where we will have again valuable information in different flavors for different verticals and industries as well. For example, for public, for healthcare, etc. So we find this later on. So thanks again on behalf of Huawei. Thanks again, especially on behalf of the German team. And we hope maybe that we can fix this event here in Munich. We fight for that, so that next year we see us the same time, same place, maybe even a little more people than we had today. Today we are roughly 600 people. So maybe next year we have 6,000. Let's see. See you again. Have fun and enjoy the IDRA. See you. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Please remember that the lunch buffet is in the catering area.